In this video, we're going to explain how Cardano can surpass Bitcoin in market cap by 2030. What we're going to do is do a side-by-side comparison of both Bitcoin and Cardano. So what we're going to do is just slide this marker down, and we're just going to have Cardano on one side and Bitcoin on the other, and we're going to use a bit of color. So we'll have red and blue. So on the right side, we'll have ADA. So ADA, and then we'll even put a little logo. On the right side, we're going to have Cardano, and then on the left side, we're going to have Bitcoin. So we've got Cardano's blockchain and Bitcoin's blockchain. We're going to draw a circle, and you can imagine that this is the Bitcoin network. And then on the right, we've got Cardano's network. So looking pretty cool. And we're going to start off with what's similar. So let's start off with the blockchain. So the blockchain is a bunch of nodes, so a bunch of computers that run the Bitcoin network. So these are all interconnected nodes. Okay, so the same thing with Cardano. You've got a bunch of nodes, and we'll get into how they work a little bit different. So we'll just put a star. These nodes, they are computers that help verify the legitimacy of transactions, and they have a public ledger. So they have a record of transactions, and we'll get into how that works a little bit as well. So Bitcoin, for example, let's say you are Dave. Okay, and you have a wallet, and Cardano, you set up a wallet as well. So your name is Mitch, which would be me. And I would have a Cardano wallet because I've got tons of them. So when you generate a wallet, you now have a public address that lives on the blockchain. And the nodes have a record of everybody's wallet. They don't have access to it, but they have a record of the balance and the transaction history. You know, let's make it cool. Let's say I have 50,000 ADA. That's my balance. And let's say here, Dave's a big G. He's got 1 Bitcoin. Or this would be 1.000000000, 8 decimal point Bitcoins. So Mitch has 50,000 ADA and Dave has 1 Bitcoin. Bitcoin is also divisible by 8 decimal points. Same with Cardano, so you can fractionalize that the way you want. Why are these two blockchains different? Well, with Bitcoin, it was the first blockchain. It was the first successful decentralized blockchain, meaning that Dave can send money to Rob. So you got Rob, he's got a wallet up here, and Dave sends, let's say 0.2 Bitcoin. So 20% of his Bitcoin he wants to send, that's gonna go through the network. We don't have to deal with the middleman. That's what makes it decentralized. So now Rob has 0.20 BTC and Dave would have 0.80 Bitcoin. When Dave sends Rob some Bitcoin, the transaction is going through the blockchain. As it's getting sent through the blocks, it is being verified by the nodes, and you also have the miners that are being rewarded with the new supply. There's a lot more that goes into Bitcoin. Ultimately, what Bitcoin did is that it offered a public ledger that everybody can participate and view. There's transparency, and you could own your own digital assets, and you know that they are legitimate. So that is Bitcoin, and you also have the fact that there are only 21 million. So it also has a finite supply. It can fight inflation a bit. All right, so we covered Bitcoin. We have a way in which we can own digital assets. In this case, you can own some Bitcoin, which is also divisible by 8 decimal points. You also have the fact that there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin, and the remaining Bitcoin, it's going to get exponentially harder to earn. What you also have with the Bitcoin blockchain are miners that are verifying the transactions, and they are setting up computers with heavy graphics cards, a very expensive and tedious process. This is also known as proof of work, and we'll get into the energy efficiency of that. What the Bitcoin miners are doing is they are solving mathematical equations because these transactions are encrypted and they get rewarded with the new supply. and that becomes exponentially more difficult every 4 years, known as the halving. If we take a look at Cardano, it's got a lot of those traits. So you also have the fact that there's about 30 or 36 billion coins. Let's just say 30 billion. So that is going to be the total supply. So when you look at the end of the day, Cardano will be cheaper than Bitcoin in terms of each coin, because Bitcoin, it's capped at 21 million. In Cardano, there's 30 billion. So what are the main differences of Cardano? So today you have Bitcoin, which is a $500 billion asset. So you've got a $500 billion in terms of market cap, about 500 billion. And Cardano is about 12. Why do I think that Cardano can surpass Bitcoin? Where Cardano is similar to Bitcoin in the sense that you can send transactions in a peer-to-peer fashion. So for example, let's say Mitch wants to send some crypto to Bruce Wayne, Batman, okay? Bruce has a wallet and Mitch wants to send 10,000 to Bruce, 10,000 ADA or Cardano. The transaction cost is going to be significantly cheaper. There's reasons for that, and that's because Cardano built their blockchain so that it could be scalable and you can just do more with it. So you can imagine that Bitcoin, and there's a lot of politics involved in the way that it's been designed, it acts more as a store of value. It's slower, right? It's like the granite. Whereas Cardano, it offers a lot more capabilities, and just in terms of transactions, Cardano also has Hydra coming out, which is an upgrade to the protocol. So you're gonna upgrade your nodes and it can process up to 1 million transactions per second. Whereas Bitcoin is going to be significantly less. And not only that, but you also have NFTs. Instead of just having Cardano, which are fungible assets in your wallet, you could also have JPEG images. You will also have different assets that will play music. So these are known as non-fungible tokens. Bitcoin and Cardano are both fungible assets. So let's say I take 10,000 ADA, send it to Bruce. He's going to receive those 10,000 ADA. And Bruce can now take those 10,000 ADA and buy something online, buy an NFT. With Cardano, the tokens themselves, they are not specified uniquely. So what that means, you could imagine that you have $10 and you go to a store and you go to 7-Eleven, maybe you buy a can of pop and that pop is $2. I do the same thing and we could both use $10 and one is not rarer than the other. But with NFTs, you could have a 1 of 1 or 1 of 10. So you could have a unique asset ID number, which is represented on the blockchain. So NFTs are huge for Cardano. And with the fact that you have Hydra coming out, you can send and transact those NFTs and you could own in-game assets for video games. That is going to be a bigger deal in the long term, in my opinion, than just owning some Bitcoin. So that's just a possibility, right? Now, Bitcoin is still far ahead. I'm not bashing Bitcoin in this video. I'm just giving you an idea of, what the possibilities are when it comes to a blockchain like Cardano. The other thing with Cardano is you have smart contracts. What that means is that, for example, if you buy one of my NFTs that I list, as soon as you hit the buy button, boom, when you buy my NFT, the transaction happens and you don't need anybody there, a middleman, to take anything from that. So it's just very interesting that with NFTs, with the fact that you have Hydra, so you have faster transaction speeds, it just has more scalability, more future-proofing, if you will, in that regard. Now, the other one is going to be the fact that Cardano works as a proof of stake. So what you can do is you can delegate your assets and earn the new supply, which is really beautiful. So for example, Dave has Bitcoin, and if he wants to get more Bitcoin, somebody has to send it to him, so he has to buy it, or he can set up a miner, which are not nodes. He can mine for it, but that's very expensive. It takes a lot of energy. Whereas what Mitch can do, I can delegate my Cardano to a stake pool, and I can earn a little bit of the new supply just by delegating. I just have to sign one cost-effective transaction. So proof of stake is going to be more of an energy efficient method compared to proof of work. and I think it's gonna win in the long run. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you would like me to cover anything else when it comes to cryptos and NFTs, and comment down below. Let me know if you think I'm crazy or perhaps the moose was right and you believe as well that Cardano will surpass Bitcoin in market cap by 2030. Also, we have a coupon code for you in the link in the description below. This is for our Crypto and NFT Masterclass. You can get up to 90% off this course. It will take you from beginner to pro with everything crypto and NFTs. So that's all we have for you. Thank you so much for stopping by. We'll see you in the next one.